In a world of war and chaos, one man chose a simpler path. Dan Pond, hunter, fisherman, and seeker of the wild. Just the open world, a fishing rod, and a dream of earning a WoW token through survival and skill. This is Dan Pond. Alright, so this is Dan Pond. We're going to see how far we can get with fishing, cooking, hunting, beasts, providing for ourselves, with the goal of ultimately getting these professions maxed out, max level at some point, and unlocking everything in each region that has to do with these professions. Not quite doing a zone locked, need a token per zone. I'm really just focusing around the thematic elements of professions and being a hunter. So we're going to get battle pets. We're going to try to grab each rare hunter pet for Beastmaster style that we can, and level up cooking as well. So some of the rules: won't be flipping on the auction house. I can sell on the auction house to make gold drops, but I'm not going to be trying to flip. We'll run some dungeons probably because we will want to fish in them eventually and level up. But we're just going to kind of take this as a challenge to see how far we can get with the focus around fishing and cooking. And so I am here fresh, level 0, and need to start establishing my character, which eventually will take us to Stormwind to go and get cooking. So I'm going to kind of rush through this beginning in Northshire, and eventually what we'll do is kind of head south into Elwyn Forest, and that's where we'll start leveling up and working on our hunting, getting our first hunter pet eventually, looking at the different battle pets in the area, like squirrel, fawn, going for the black sheep, and then getting our fishing and cooking skill. So I'm gonna rush through that and we'll jump back in.
Hey, Kid Lion from the future here. Just wanted to point out that these first couple of videos are probably going to feel more like a Let's Play, just kind of as we progress. Just wanted to point that out. We do break a little bit of the challenge rules just so we can get going, because we don't want to be stuck too much in the starting zones. Just wanted to kind of give you a heads up. Thanks.
Made it to level 4, finished a couple quests, and we're gonna continue on. We've been fighting some of the wargs and the spies, and we now have the start of our 4 class skills that we're gonna get, but really just trying to clear out this zone, take any of the drops off of the mobs, and early on see if we can get anything valuable that we can start to either sell to vendors to junk, or to get either a green to drop and leverage for a little bit better gear. But we're just going to continue running through this intro until we get into the next zone. After gaining enough knowledge about the animal life, Dan is ready to go and look for his own pet to tame. Looking at one of these wargs to start. Let's see if we get it. We officially have Wolf, my pet. Great. We can now leverage Wolf. This is what we'll call him for now. As our first pet and our step towards taming different beasts. For now, because we're not Beastmaster spec, we can only have the one. But I do want to leverage the Stable Master and continue to hunt for the different pets in the zone, the different tamables. I want to try and grab the, when we come to them, it's not going to be at the start, but the rarest for the zone. So we'll probably stick around until we catch those in each zone. Same with fishing.
Good day to you.
And for money, right? I'm not hunting to like find rares to leave on the auction house. So I'm for sure just going to be vendoring a lot of items
Safe
to start here. And we're going to keep
Need help?
clearing this area and
Go with honor
move into the forest.
for the Alliance.
I'm excited about this challenge. I've been thinking about it for a while, putting stuff together and trying to see what would be fun to do. And so many different ways to take this, and still can. This is, again, like I said, not going to try to be the toughest, most strict challenge. It's more so just to have fun and play WoW with some elements that I usually don't leverage. I like flipping, crossover flipping, and on the auction house. So I'm challenging myself not to use that as the main point of income with this. And then two professions that I think get overlooked a ton. So I'm excited to see if those could be leveraged in making gold and earning a token as kind of key ways to deal with this. So
Light be with you.
made our way to Goldshire. We're going to set our hearth. There's so much going on here all the time.
See you later.
While we're here, we'll grab our first skill that we want. Cooking. Well, we just came here to the fishing trainer. Got our skill. We've got cooking. So we're going to bind this fishing rod to us.
What can I do
and then
for
just
you?
to show, I grabbed all of them.
See
Did
you
that.
later.
We grabbed a recipe from the vendor here. So we'll go ahead and learn that so we can start to cook fish as we get them. And now we can go back out and start fishing. I've got a specific spot that I'm interested in starting our fishing journey in. All right, here we are back at Goldshire. Thinking about what we're doing. I'm going to go ahead and pick up
How are you?
skinning as a main profession just to start. If we're going to be hunting for food, elements from bears, wolves, boars, all that stuff in the area, we might as well skin them as well. Okay, now we can open up professions. Great. So as we can see, fishing level 1, cooking level 1, skinning level 1, journal, everything's empty here. We've got our journal, classic, all this stuff happening. Awesome. Great. Fishing is just here. Click it to throw out the rod. So I'm going to pull it to my hotbar. And we're going to go ahead and come on over to, I think, over here. We're going to clear some of the map and explore a little bit. And on the way, we're also going to start taking out a little bit of these mobs and start gathering some of the items needed for cooking along the way. And so we're gonna get a little bit of our leather working going. Got it to level 2. It's fine there. And then from here, we'll go ahead and level up a little bit, gather some resources, get cooking going, and we'll come back to fishing. Because actually what I really need and want is to leverage cooking the fish. Because I'd love to see what the conversion is cost-wise in the auction house for cooked versus non-cooked. I'm wondering, especially at this level, right? It's not going to be much, if anything. So I'm not too worried about that. But we'll kind of see. Nope, I want to hide that. I want to pets. There we go. I want to see if any pets show up. We'll go ahead and capture some pets as well along the way. I realized I couldn't cage all of them, and I can't release them from my battle pet. So what we're going to do, tag everyone with a X. Yeah, I want to tag everyone with an X that I had before we started. And from there, we can kind of set it up to when I get a new one after all of this, we can count that as usable in the system. And that's either from selling it or raising it or any sort of pet battle. As you can see, I don't have anything too crazy anyways, but I just wanted to treat it as like a starting from scratch. Always wanted to get into them, so this fishing and cooking are things that I've never touched. Maybe in classic era, long time originally, years ago, but I wanted to put a focus around what do I not touch in WoW, and this is one of them. So I'm going to go ahead and mark all of these out, and we'll go from there. Oh, someone took them out. Okay. It's a it's a weekend night, and so as you can tell, the server's pretty active right now. A lot of this area is where people do a lot of RP and stuff, and they just kind of attack each other. Looks like they took out the NPCs as well, so we're going to go ahead and head back to that fishing spot and see if it's cleared out. Hopefully. There's a lot going on, but we're kind of figuring out what do we want to do. I know we can get some cooking supplies from spiders. Wood chipper, we don't want. Sheep, I don't know if the sheep does. Boar meat. Okay, yes. I want the boar meat because we want to get our skill up to where we start to get actual leather. That'll go pretty well on the auction house. We're gonna figure it out together. You may know. Go ahead and leave a comment if you want to share. I'm fine with any of that. But I'm gonna hopefully continue doing some more research in between the episodes of what we should go for. Different things in this area that I'm. Some of the goals. Right, there's no rare pets like a. I don't know. Any of the crazy looking ones. I don't know if there's an add-on to like start looking at all of them, but there's no like rare hunter pets to grab. We've got our wolf here. We may switch it for one of the forest wolves. Wolves or a bear. Bear is going to be a little more tanky, which will be nice. And then fishing, we're gonna fish here for a little bit. Go hit up this other area. I guarantee, in my mind at least, I could be wrong. This is what I want to test. Is I don't think the fish will change. I think it's the same loot pool, loot table for fishing here. But we're gonna go ahead and get our fishing up here to at least 50 in this area while leveling and working on fishing here. And then we're gonna cook those again. 50 is gonna be the goal for this zone and area. Before we kind of really push out of here, 50 in the skill, 50 to 80. And then some battle pets. So we're gonna get some farming up, and we'll come back after we've done some gathering for a little bit. Starting the fishing journey, where we know that it's gonna take a bit. Don't have any add-ons for fishing right now. I know there's some of them out there. I'm just gonna do it like this for a little bit, see what we figure out with fishing, and a lot of it at the start, and quite a bit, is going to be tedious. And I think that's why a lot of people don't do too much in fishing. Probably similar to cooking, right? Cooking is building the ingredients, put stuff together. But someone's got to do it for raids, right? Prep stuff, set everyone up for success, buffs, and everything. I don't know. I don't use it a ton. So we'll see what happens. I'm excited to kind of start tracking what is happening. We're at 16 minutes in, right? Like, we're not doing anything too crazy, but I'm gonna fish for a while, see what we end up getting. I would love to have some sort of counter of fish that we catch in a session. I think there is something for farming that could potentially leverage that, so we can just kind of track how our fishing's going. But I think it is. I think we need 25 in fishing in order to not get junk here. Anyone can fish any level, I believe, but we need it to be fishing 25 for our skill level to not get junk for classic era, or this zone. Sorry. And so that's going to be what I'm kind of going for now, just to stop getting that and then leveraging any of the fish we get. So as you can see right now, we've got just a little bit of leather, mostly scraps, a couple pieces of meat from boar, some wolf meat, and there's our first fish, sickly fish. So does it even land under junk? Who knows? I don't have any kind of plans of how to flip it in any way of like making money from it. We're gonna see, like I said earlier, cooking it versus raw, and kind of putting it up in the auction house or vendor just to see what's better, and then we'll kind of go from there. All right, I'm gonna fish for a bit. But here we are fishing at 25, so I believe from now on we should just see fish coming in, which would be really nice because that's really what we care about. Yeah, we're not getting any junk, and we'll continue doing it again. Oh, I could just press F. Just press F. You know what? I might hotkey this here. Let's test that. We're gonna try something out. Almost to 50. Just getting a couple more fish in. About, I think we're getting one per fish, which is great. I think that might be what it is. I don't know if it flows down like some of the other professions. So we got 5 more. We'll go ahead and get those really fast, and we'll go from there. It has started not converting to a skill. All right, that was 49. We need one more, so maybe 1 or 2 more fish, hopefully. You never know. All right, so there's 1. Am I right on 2? After we get to 50, perfect. Okay, I'm gonna run in this house. It had fire. Oh. Okay. Players. You know what? Lovely part about cooking. You get your own campfire. And let's see if we can do a little cooking. Let's see what we get to with cooking. All right, cooking. Let's see what we got. I'm going to go to the WoW UI. I don't need TSM right now. Roasted boar meat, charred wolf meat, and brilliant small fish. I'm going to go ahead and fish for a little bit, gather some more fish. I'm probably going to need to get quite a few just to get those last couple of levels. But we'll go from there, and I'll see you back at the fire. All right, we're back at the fire. We have a little bit of, not too much. It's getting late for me, so I can continue recording tomorrow. But we're at 49. We'll just use the rest of this, and hopefully it'll get us to 50. There we go. Made it to 50. So I want to go back to the inn and see what other recipes we now have unlocked for 50. All right, we made it in. Quite a few recipes that we can grab. So we're just going to go ahead and get all of those. We're at 43 silver,
Have a good one.
46 copper. That's just from what we've gotten selling junk originally. While we're here, we're going to go ahead and cook everything out of our bags. We don't have too much more to be able to cook, but 54. We'll end up at 56. And awesome. I'm going to hit TSM just to see. Spiced bread would be 88 copper. We could, in theory, make good sale rate as well. Not too bad, but just looking at this, we're getting our skills going pretty well.
Hey there.
I'm going to go there for this quest anyways.
See you around.
Let's just go post everything on the auction house and kind of see what comes up. If I go back over here, open up TSM, we are sitting at 46 potential if everything sells. That's not much. I just found out Princess is tameable. That's our pet. There's a rabbit here. Let's see. Look at that. We got Princess. Got our first named hunter, companion, pet.
Hey guys, I know it's a couple sudden cuts. This is Kid Line from the future again. I've been editing this first episode, and it's just gone longer than I thought I had recorded for, which is great. I'm trying to figure all this out, so I know pacing is a little different, but I'm going to cut it here, and I just want to say thanks so much for watching. Love it if you could like, comment, subscribe. Tell me what some of your favorite parts of fishing or cooking is. Leave any advice. I will gladly take any advice. But I've had a blast doing this so far. I'm going to break this up. So that means I've got a little bit of a backlog building. Look forward to the next one, and I will see you guys around.